that symbol? That's a Phrygian cap. It stands for freedom, and that's a Masonic eye. Now those two come together in only one place. What's that?
What up, y'all? It's the Dot Connector, and what is the real truth about UFOs? Does our government possess undeniable proof of their existence? Are shadowy programs operating in the dead of night, reverse engineering technology from fallen spacecraft? And perhaps the most unsettling question of all, are these so-called aliens really visitors from other worlds, or are they something far darker, more insidious, even demonic? These are the questions that linger in the minds of those brave enough to peer into the abyss of UFO sightings, government cover-ups, and the vast unknown. As we dig deeper into the eerie revelations emerging from whistleblowers and leaked reports, it becomes clear that the truth might be far stranger than fiction. Could our universe resemble something more akin to Star Wars, with intergalactic forces beyond our comprehension? Or could these extraterrestrials be visitors from a malevolent realm, deceiving us all?
Hey, Jeremy, I want to talk to you for a second. The Pentagon's UFO chief, this is a Pentagon guy, a UFO chief, the chairman of Harvard's astronomy department as well, both releasing a report on Tuesday where they wrote an artificial interstellar object could potentially be a parent craft that releases many small probes during its close passage to Earth. You've got the Pentagon talking about the idea of a mothership going above us and sending probes down.
In the shadows of a government cloaked in secrecy, whispers of an ominous program, Immaculate Constellation, have surfaced, its existence revealed not by official channels, but through a whistleblower whose very life trembles in fear of exposure. Independent journalist Michael Schellenberger has uncovered what might be one of the Pentagon's darkest, most concealed secrets, a clandestine UFO retrieval operation hidden from Congress and the eyes of the public, possibly for decades.
And joining me now is the chairwoman who made today happen, South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace. Congresswoman, thank you for being with us. Those of us who have been following this very closely have been hearing whispers of the words Immaculate Constellation for a few months now. You went out and put it straight on the record. Why did you think that was important?
Well, it's important that if the Pentagon or other federal agency is hiding these programs that they deny from the American public, and yet we learn recently that it actually does exist, the American people ought to know the truth and the facts. There's so much that we have overclassified. You can't talk about the date of some of the alleged UAP imagery, for example. Some of the witnesses couldn't even describe what they've seen because of the way things have been overclassified. You can't talk about the budget for some of these programs because that's classified. We overclassify everything into what end? Does it really make America safer? I don't think so. And the American people deserve to know the truth.
It must have been very frustrating for you sitting up there and not being able to get a lot of those straight answers. Was for people that were watching it too. And then you posted this very mysterious report for the public to see with alleged details about Immaculate Constellation. What is in here is wild. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but reports of F-22s getting like boxed in by flying orbs that they couldn't shake. There were satellite images or satellite image of a football field sized flying saucer hiding in clouds seen from this satellite looking down. Have you seen any of this footage or these images?
I have not seen those images or footage, but of course we're going to want to go digging for it in a skiff right after this.
The revelation of this program marks the first time the name Immaculate Constellation has pierced the veil, a name that seems almost too perfect, too celestial for the twisted truths it may hide. According to the whistleblower, the executive branch has been dealing with matters far beyond comprehension, without oversight, without accountability. Could this be proof that our government has not only encountered UFOs, but is actively studying them, reverse engineering their technology for purposes unknown? The implications are staggering. This operation, buried deep within layers of classified intelligence, is now seeping through the cracks. For decades, rumors have swirled about covert government projects involving extraterrestrial technology. Some believe the infamous Roswell incident of 1947 was the first hint that the U.S. had obtained a downed alien craft. Since then, whispers of secret labs working on alien spacecraft using materials not of this earth have fueled speculation. Could this be the origins of programs like Immaculate Constellation?
I hope at some point it does become public. It's a fascinating, there's much more in it than I could summarize in the article, but there's just a fascinating description of different UAPs that we've all heard about, orbs and tic-tac and discs and triangles and boomerangs and all the different, you think about the Phoenix Lights. And so you sort of, if you have some familiarity with the big UAP cases, it's very striking to see that there is a database of UAPs captured apparently by the Defense Department and the intelligence community in a database that Congress, at a minimum, the Gang of 8 should have access to.
That would be something. That's on the latest episode of News Nation's Reality Check. Joining me now, I have News Nation special correspondent Ross Coulthart. Ross, good morning to you. Give us more. What more do we know about the Whistleblower and this Immaculate Constellation program?
Well, good morning, Marky. And firstly, it's multiple whistleblowers that are backing this account. I'm aware of allegations that this particular whistleblower has gone to Congress and given this evidence in a report. It's a very lengthy report that details and is supported by other people with knowledge of this program, alleging basically that the RO, the Pentagon's UAP investigation office, and the Pentagon have illegally withheld from Congress knowledge of a secret UAP retrieval and reverse engineering program, and more importantly that they are aware of a large body of information about UAPs, particularly human intelligence photographs, videos, and they're a very high resolution, much higher than we're used to from these blurry pictures we often get on TV. And I think the key incident that's the most extraordinary is there are allegations made in the report that one of the top-line fighters in the US, the F-22 Raptor, was actually boxed in by as many as 3 to 6 orbs and forced out of an airspace area.
In a predictable move, the Department of Defense responded swiftly, attempting to suffocate the rising storm. Sue Ga, a spokesperson for the Pentagon, coldly denied the existence of any such program, stating the Department of Defense has no record, present or historical, of any type of SAP called Immaculate Constellation. But her words felt hollow, rehearsed, desperate attempts to calm a fire that refuses to die.
The other thing, Ross, that caught my eye because I was reading Schellenberger's piece was also that a former intelligence official, maybe it's also another one of the whistleblowers, I'm not sure, confirmed the existence of this program, but adding that it's run out of the Secretary of Defense office, and also warning that whoever even talks about it is put on government radar and is put in the danger zone. That's ominous, Ross.
It is. It's very ominous. And look, I should note the Defense Department has issued a statement formally denying categorically that there is any special access program, unacknowledged, waived, or special access program that has the terms Immaculate Constellation. But frankly, there are multiple sources backing Schellenberger's story, and he's sticking to a story and saying he knows he's right. So really, it's a matter for the Pentagon now, because they're going to be questioned. There's going to be hearings in the Congress. People are going to be deposed and asked questions. And if they have lied, there's going to be a reckoning.
What is the Pentagon hiding behind this cryptic name? Schellenberger, careful and calculating, has kept the whistleblower's identity concealed, aware of the deadly consequences that might follow. This person stumbled upon something they were never meant to see, Schellenberger explained. Fear pulses through every word, the kind of fear that tells of forces too powerful to challenge. And it raises the question, what if these beings, these UAPs, aren't merely intergalactic travelers, but something far more malevolent? Could the aliens people claim to encounter be part of a deception of biblical proportions? There are those who argue that these entities are not visitors from another planet, but demonic beings disguising themselves as extraterrestrial to manipulate humanity.
And then when you look at those cases where a communication has come from these UFO beings to the human contactee, number one, their astronomy is never accurate.
Right.
It impresses the human contactee who's not educated in astronomy, but it's always inaccurate. And moreover, the phenomena always keeps pace with our advancing technology. And signs of deception. And that where there is actual verbal communication taking place, a famous incident is where the human contactee was put into a trance and then began to write a book. It's called the Urantia book. And it's the Bible of several UFO cult religions. It's almost 4,000 pages long, and a third of the content of the Urantia book is focused on denying the deity of Jesus Christ.
Wow.
You're a pastor, you should be able to figure out, okay, if that's what's going on, we're dealing with the fallen angels. Because this fits what the Bible tells us about the motivation of the fallen angels, the demons.
The whistleblower refrained from sharing classified intelligence imagery, not out of choice, but of terror. Terrifying reports speak of orbs surrounding a U.S. F-22 fighter jet, forcing it from its patrol, and the Navy aircraft crew, hunted by a glowing spear, described a primal unease as if their minds had been tampered with. Were these just coincidences or signs of something far more sinister watching from the skies? Throughout history, there have been disturbing accounts of UFO encounters that provoke fear rather than curiosity, leading some to speculate that these beings are not friendly explorers. Instead, could they be the very entities ancient texts have warned us about? The Bible, for instance, speaks of deceptive spirits and beings who can take on many forms. What if in our modern science-driven world, we've mistaken these demonic entities for advanced civilizations? The Pentagon has long buried allegations of extraterrestrial encounters beneath layers of denial, citing UAPs as nothing more than misidentified drones or top-secret projects. Yet the Immaculate Constellation whispers persist, and the sheer volume of reports cannot be ignored forever. Even the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, tasked with untangling these mysteries, dismiss such claims, attributing them to circular rumors of mass hysteria. But for how long can they dismiss what has grown too large to contain? The whistleblower's report uncovers a web of sightings documented and stored, ready for someone brave or foolish enough to piece together the truth. Among these encounters are chilling tales, like that of the orange-red spear that descended silently, only to leave its witnesses in a trance-like state, hunted by sensations they could not explain. These incidents stirred the imagination. Could our universe be more like the sci-fi sagas we watch on the big screen? Could interstellar politics, warring alien factions, and advanced space technology already be in play, hidden behind the curtain of government secrecy? Since World War II and the infamous Roswell incident, rumors of alien presence have whispered through the corridors of conspiracy, fanned by believers and discredited by skeptics. Yet, even the most hardened of deniers cannot ignore the growing number of voices now daring to speak out. High-ranking officials, former Assistant Secretary of Defense Christopher Mellon, former Director of National Intelligence John Ratcliffe, though careful with their words, have hinted at the uncomfortable truth: something is out there. In 2023, David Grush, a former Air Force officer, breathed new life into these claims, alleging the existence of a secret UAP retrieval program buried deep within the Pentagon. Congress took notice, and a bipartisan caucus was formed, demanding answers, transparency. But the darkness remains. If Immaculate Constellation is real, what horrors lurk behind its pristine name? What technologies are being unlocked? And perhaps the most chilling question of all, are we dealing with something that goes far beyond science fiction? Could these beings be as old as time itself? Ancient entities that have always been here, watching, waiting. As more whistleblowers emerge from the shadows, risking their careers, their lives, Schellenberger urges them to tread carefully. Lives have been ruined for less. The Pentagon's earned grip on secrecy tightens with every revelation, but for how long can they keep the truth hidden? The fear grows, and as we look to the stars, we must wonder, are we staring into the unknown or into the eyes of something far more dangerous than we ever imagined? The answer may change everything we know about our place in the universe, or reveal the horrifying truth that we are far from alone and far from safe.
We've got our top pilots in the world are some of our Navy and Air Force pilots, and they are in fact spotting these things. I've talked to them. They're not allowed to testify in congressional hearings.
Our military pilots are spotting these, and we've seen this reported a lot, but they're not allowed to testify, you're saying?
That is correct. That is correct.
Wow.
We had one there at the Intelligence Committee that was open to the public. It was Democrat controlled. I don't expect much better from the Republicans. I think it goes a lot deeper.
And let me
Got a lot of people compromised, brother.
As we continue to unravel these mysteries of the universe and connect the dots, I would love to know your thoughts about UFOs and aliens. And if you enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Also hit that bell for more content like this. And if you have any topics or breakdowns you would like me to do, let me know below. My name is DevinWorlds, and we are the Dot Connectors.
Stop struggling, Padawan. Your life was over the moment you set foot here. Because the Order must evolve, and you are weak.
Whatever your problem is, Ugly, I'm here to end it.
You are dangerous. You killed my soldiers. Not attacking, cleansing. And we have only begun.
Lay down your weapons. I don't want to hurt you.
The old order is dead. Long live the new order.
You two all right? What happened here? Thank the Force that you're both safe. This man's no Jedi. At least not one of us.
He organized the attack on the training grounds. Called the Flesh Raiders his soldiers.
I warned the Council these natives aren't mindless beasts. This is proof. This lightsaber, there's something familiar about it. Strange. You held off all these attackers by yourself with only a practice saber. Impressive.
I deserve a decent weapon. And my enemy doesn't need his anymore.
This weapon can help us discover who the man was. It's going to the Jedi Council. This battle's over, but we don't want any more Flesh Raiders coming through here. That should hold them back for now.
I can see why you're a Jedi Master.
When you get as old as me, you'll learn a few tricks. Not yet. I'll get you to a med center. You seem all right to travel alone. Report to the Jedi Council.
This valley isn't safe yet. I don't feel good about leaving.
We have Jedi Knights rooting out the last attackers. You're needed elsewhere. Follow the path leading out of this valley. You'll find the Jedi Temple through the mountain pass. See you there.